Well, authorities in Pakistan have arrested 10 alleged human traffickers days after hundreds of migrants are feared to have drowned in a shipwreck off the coast of Greece. Local media say 300 Pakistanis died in the tragedy. Now, the Greek coastguard has said people on board the boat indicated that they were on their way to Italy and had refused offers of help. But the BBC has cast doubt on that account. Maritime tracking data suggests the vessel was in distress for hours before it sank. Out of an estimated 750 people on board, just over 100 were rescued. So let's talk more about that investigation by the BBC that is casting doubt on the Coast Guard's account that the boat was in fact making steady progress toward Italy. I'd like to bring in DW's Florian Schmitz. He's following this story for us from Athens. Florian, what's the latest here?
In fact, as you stated, the new investigation that was published by the BBC yesterday puts in question the claims of the Greek Coast Guard, stating that the migrants were on a steady course to Italy. The BBC had obtained data from a maritime website that tracks movements of vessels in the Mediterranean, let's have just a quick look at the updated timeline based upon the BBC investigation. Now, Frontex at 8 o'clock informed the Greek Coast Guard that they spotted the ship. At 12:17, Alarm Phone, an organization that supports migrants in distress at sea, receives a call saying that the boat was already in distress. At around 3 o'clock, according to the BBC investigation, the Greek Coast Guard asked a boat that was nearby to approach the migrants and provide them with supplies. At 6 o'clock, another boat approached the migrants and again handing out water and food to the people on board. All of this indicates that that the migrants were not on a steady course to Italy, that they were not moving or hardly moving at all. However, the Greek Coast Guard claims even from 7:40 to 10:40 p.m., so like shortly before the boat actually sank at around 11 o'clock at night, that the boat was still on a steady course to Italy and that the migrants themselves refused to be helped.
Yeah, so with these details appearing to contradict the Coast Guard's account of events, how are these claims now being received in Greece? What do people make of them?
The Greek media picked up the investigation. How it was published yesterday only on a Sunday, also keeping in mind that Greece is preparing for the second round of parliamentary elections on the 25th of June. So you can imagine that this whole incident is politically charged, and left-wing media accused the Greek authorities of lying, while conservative and pro-government media did pick up the story, but do focus a lot on the human trafficking part and just basically kind of give account of what the BBC found out. The Greek government has not yet issued a statement, neither has the Greek Coast Guard, so we don't really know what they have to say about this yet.
In the wake of this tragedy, alleged human traffickers allegedly involved in this case have been arrested in Pakistan, but also in Greece. Do you think these arrests will help shed light on how this could have been prevented?
As I mentioned before, the Greek Coast Guard and the Greek authorities have been very eager to focus on the human traffickers. 9 men were arrested shortly after the tragic incident happened, and after information that came to light the past couple of days that hundreds of the victims of this shipwreck probably were Pakistani, among them men and women. 10 alleged human traffickers in Pakistan were arrested. And while, of course, it's very important to look at the responsibility of human traffickers that lead to these sorts of incidents, of tragedies, it's also very important to shed light on the responsibility of the Greek Coast Guard, of the Greek authorities, and also of the European Union. Now, if we look back at what happened the past 4 years, the Greek authorities have been accused various times of illegally deporting migrants to Turkey, of leaving boats in distress in the East Aegean, of putting boats in distress in the East Aegean. And investigations have been conducted by the Greek authorities without, though, the help of the international community. This is also why a lot of humanitarian organizations demand that an independent monitoring mechanism is being installed to look at the rule of law and what's actually happening at the European outer external borders. And it remains to be seen what actually comes out.
Well, thank you so much for putting that into perspective for us. That's DW's Florian Schmitz.